Hello friends, welcome back to our channel Study Desk for You, and today's concept HTML list. By using these list concepts, we can design different kinds of menus in website creation. So let's see how to use these list formats in HTML. But before we get started, let's have agenda for today's session. So in this first, I would like to discuss with you about what do you mean by list and how many types of list formats HTML supports, and finally how to execute HTML list formats. Now let me tell you how to use these HTML lists. So first one, lists. List is nothing but HTML allows us to group a set of related items into a list. HTML supports three types of list formats. The first one is unordered list, ordered list, and finally definition list. Now let's see one by one. So first one, unordered list. It is a collection of related items which are not having a specific order or sequence. In this, the list items are displayed with bullets, and the tag is UL tag, and the list items are specified by LI tag. And we have different symbols in this unordered list. Those are disk, square, circle, like this, and the default format is disk. Disk is nothing but a small black circle. We can call this as bullet, also called as disk. So by default we'll have this kind of format, and if you want different formats, you can use this square and circle. Now let's see how to use this unordered list tag. So unordered list, we are going to use UL tag. So start with UL, and we have an attribute called type, and in this type attribute we need to mention which type of list format we want. So here I mentioned circle. Circle means this round symbol, and if you want disk, we can mention this disk operator. But if you haven't mentioned anything in this type attribute, it displays disk symbols. And now I mentioned in this type attribute circle, and if you want to mention these list items, use LI tag. LI stands for list items, UL stands for unordered list. So in this LI, we need to mention what are the list item we want, that have to mention in this LI tag in between. So LI and our content and close LI tag. Like this, you have to mention how many list items you have. Those kind of list items we have to mention between the UL and closing UL tag. So this is about UL tag. If you give like this, the output looks like this. It will give in these kind of format. So this is about unordered list. We'll see in the execution part. Now the next one is ordered list. If you are required to put your items into a number format or sequential format, we can use this ordered list. And the tag is OL unordered list, and the list items are specified by LI tag. And the symbols are, we have different types of symbols in this ordered list. Those are numbers, alphabetics, small alphabetics, Roman numbers, small Roman numbers. Like this we can use, and the default format is numbers. If you haven't mentioned this type attribute, it defaultly takes this numbers as its default list format. And now if you want to mention any kind of different list formats, then we can use this type attribute in this OL tag. So here I mentioned small a, so it returns all the items with small characters. If you want capital letters, you can mention here capital A within the quotations. Then our list items are displayed by using capital A, capital B, capital C, like that. So this is about ordered list. Now the last one is definition list. We can call this as data description list also. And the tags are, we have three types of tags in this. The first one is DL, DT, DD. DL stands for data list or a description list or definition list. And the data term, DT stands for data term, and finally DD for data definition. So these three tags are we are going to use in this kind of list format. And the first one, we need to start with DL, data list, and this DT. We need to start with DT, data term. So basically this format is nothing but if you want to display a term and definition like this. It is a term and its definition, term and its definition. So like this, if you want to display, you can use this definition list format. If you want to display list of items with its description, then we can use this data definition list. Now if you want to mention those items The terms we need to mention in the DT tag and the description we need to mention in the DD tag. So DT, DD, DT, DD like this you have to mention within the DL tag. So all these are three types: unordered list, order list and data definition list. So these are the three types of list formats supports by HTML. Mainly we are going to use these kind of list formats in menu creation for website. Now let's start with execution part. For execution, I started Visual Studio Code right now and I'm going to open in my HTML folder content.html. So if you open this, I already entered some basic tags like head and body. Now I'm going to enter data here. So for that, title, lists, and I'm going to add h1 tag for heading, list formats. Now first, I'm going to start with ordered list. So I'm adding one more h2 tag in this unordered list. I'm going to save this because it is saved in content.html. I'm going to save this with another name. Use save as. So Control Shift S. So now I'm going to change the file name as list.html. Now enter save. So right now this is list.html. I'm going to add another list UL tag and close UL. In this I'm going to add list items li. So HTML. So like this I'm going to add remaining list items. I'm going to copy this one, Control V. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript and finally Bootstrap. Now save this, Control S, Alt B. You will get execution. So list formats, my first heading and another list. Here if you observe, I didn't mention any attribute here, type attribute. So defaultly it takes disk format, that is small black circles. And now if you want to give different circles or square format, I'm going to copy this again and paste. In this UL I'm going to add type attribute, type equal to something square. Now save this, Alt B, you will get square symbols here. Now I'm going to copy again and here in this UL I'm going to mention circle, type equal to within quotations circle. Now save this, Alt B, you will get circle format. So like this we can use unordered list. Now let's see ordered list. So for this I'm going to copy everything, Control V. So in this I'm changing the names here. Instead of unordered, I'm going to give ordered. In this UL, I'm going to change this as OL, close OL. Now save this, Alt B. You will get ordered list and I changed UL as OL and here I didn't mention any type attribute. So it defaultly takes numbers format. And now I'm going to add different format. So copy this and again paste. So here in the OL, type equal to, I'm going to give here, you will get different formats here. You can use any one. Right now I'm using capital A. Now save this, Alt B. You will get alphabetical order. So like this we can use remaining. And now I'm going to use data definition list. So for this I'm going to take h2 tag for heading, copy and paste. Definition list. We can call this as description list. Now in this we are going to use three tags. The first one is DL. In this DL we have DT and DD. First DT, I'm going to mention HTML, my content. It is a markup language. Like this we can mention term and its definition. So I'll copy this and paste. So save this, Control S, Alt B. Here you will get this term and definition, term and definition, term and definition. Here I didn't change the content in between DT and DL tags. If you change, you will get different kinds of contents here. So like this we can use different types of list formats which supports by HTML, and by using these list formats we're going to create menus in the website creation. So we'll see after CSS how to create menu by using these list formats. Right now practice these things. And thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or suggestions please comment in the comment section. And for online or offline classes visit our website www.fretellonowtech.com. And for more tutorials, visit our one more website www.kenisworld.com. And finally, don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for further notification. And if you like this video, please like, share and comment. Thank you for watching.